Today I'm making Brussels sprouts with bacon. So I actually started, but I am actually browning a big fat piece of bacon that was in my bacon package. If you don't have a big fat piece of bacon, you can just use a couple of slices of bacon. And so I'm just letting that brown, waiting for just a few more pieces to brown a little bit more. And so we're actually going to be adding leeks to this. I don't know if you've worked with leeks before, but leeks are in the onion family, and it's just a bit milder. We only really use for cooking really the light green part, and they are really dirty. So I'm going to show you how to clean them. So you chop off the end, it's garbage, and then you chop off the green part. So you actually want to save this. If you ever make soup or any kind of stocks, you can actually put this in the stock, but it's a bit too tough to actually eat. And so you can go about this one of two ways. You have the option to slice this down the middle, or just make rings. I like to make rings. Whoops. Watch your leeks, they're slippery. They like to fall off. So, but I'm to like the green part, so I want to stop there. And it's not very much, but we want to put these in some water. And the water will actually get all the dirt on the middle out, because these are actually planted and grown in dirt. So with all the layers, look at all the layers, there's dirt in between those layers. So you just want to separate the layers as much as you can so we can get all of that dirt out. And we're just going to swish a little bit, make sure that's out of there. And I'm going to rinse this. Rinse and add more water just to make sure that's going out of there. We're going to take this bacon out of here because it's just right. So you're of course going to cook your bacon to however you want it to be, because we're going to add it back into the Brussels sprouts. Don't burn your fingers off. So just taking the bacon out. And my fire is on not quite medium, but still a bit low. Low, medium, medium, low. And so because this bacon grease is already hot, we want to make sure that we dry these leeks before we put them in the water. Or I'm sorry, in the oil or bacon grease. And I'm going to actually turn this down a little bit lower. And we're just gonna pat. See, the leeks dry, a bit dry. And add those to the pan. And so, for the Brussels sprouts, this is a Brussels sprout. You want to make sure that you check these layers. Make sure that the Brussels sprout looks good, because in the inside there could be, it could be dirty. There could be holes or anything. So it's just like a little baby cabbage. And so I always like to take a couple of layers off of this just to make sure it looks good. I don't see anything that would make me not want to eat this one. So I've got a little bowl of them, and thank goodness, once you do that, you want to cut this little end piece off. But I have a food processor, so this is going to make this much easier for me. If you don't, then you'll just have to actually cut them with a knife, but I'm using slicer blade. And we're just going to load the food processor, if you can see it, with the Brussels sprouts. Click it in, turn it on. The best thing ever, food processor. So it just really sliced and shredded those few Brussels sprouts up really quickly for me, which is what we like and why we use the food processor, because it's awesome. So my leeks are cooking, and this is about as cooked as I want them to be without the Brussels sprouts. So just adding just a pinch of red pepper flakes, a pinch of salt. I'm going to turn my heat up to about medium high. I also have a little extra bacon grease just in case I need it, but it's off to the side. Some pepper. I like anything like Brussels sprouts, cabbage with a lot of pepper. So add in the Brussels sprouts to the pan. And so I've got my heat on high at this point. I am going to add another pinch of salt. Bit more pepper, and I am going to add some bacon grease. So all that's in this pan is the bacon grease from that one strip of bacon, but my pan is a bit drier than I like it. So I'm going to add more bacon fat. We're going to add it all. It's about a tablespoon. And actually, the Brussels sprouts cook up really quickly because they're babies, little baby cabbages. So we're going to let them do their thing for a little bit. So this is another quick and easy vegetable. I love a quick and easy vegetable. It makes my life easier, even though I do not have kids, but still every little bit helps. You know, you come home from work and you just want to do something easy. Yesterday I actually made really quick roasted salmon and tomatoes, which are heating up in the oven. Let me turn this down just a bit. Gonna add my bacon. And now I want to taste it just to make sure all of my seasonings are good, because it's pretty much darn near cooked. And actually I want to take this almost. But it does need just a pinch more seasoning. And whenever I'm doing anything that's kind of rich with bacon, I add a bit of acid. That's my salmon. I add a bit of acid, so I do want to add a little bit of lemon juice to this. So, lemon, just a squeeze, not enough to change the flavor of it, but just enough to cut some of that fat from the bacon. Just in case you want to see what the salmon looks like, it was just salmon that I seasoned with some barbecue seasoning, and I roasted some tomatoes with just some garlic. So I was just heating it up in the oven. And so we're going to add our Brussels sprouts to this. I'm turning off the heat. And before they overcook, and this was only maybe about 7 or 8 Brussels sprouts. So really not enough to feed a whole family, but enough for me. Along with this lovely piece of salmon. Sorry, I'm moving the plate, aren't I? But that's it. Brussels sprouts with bacon and leeks. So delicious. So delicious.